So how do you use something like conversational hypnosis for relationship issues? This was my niche, so I am very happy to talk to you about how this actually worked. And P.S., it works extremely well. And what you're going to find is that I'm not going to talk about the attachment styles. I'm not going to talk about any of that because inside our advanced conversational hypnosis sessions, what we do is we just attune to the client in that moment. And so what does this mean? So a client comes to me and goes, this was my niche. I really want to move on peacefully from my ex-partner. I feel that I'm still attached to him. And I just want to move forward, prioritize myself first, and be happy living with myself and loving myself and taking care of myself. That was usually what my actual client needed. And that's pretty common in any relationship niche that you will have. And so what did I do? Did I bring up my attachment style and have them have a quiz and say, what are you anxiously attached? Are you avoidant? Are you what's the other one? Are you it'll come to me. No, I actually didn't do any of that. I do have knowledge with regards to that. Um, but I don't personally, I don't like to put my clients in boxes. And so this goes completely against the ACH principle that everyone is different, right? When we say you are a fearful avoidant, you are a dismissive person, you are disorganized, you are secure, that puts people in a box. And as humans, we have this tendency that we absolutely love the categories and the labels. And sometimes the categorization helps us temporarily feel better, but it can also cause a lot of stuckness and fixed mindset. We see this a lot. Like, I'm going to say it, but I see this a lot, especially in human design, right? I can't do this because I have this. That is a very limited fixed thinking. And can we really grow and achieve better things if we keep telling ourselves that we can't do this because of the thing that this person invented years ago? That is what the archetype says, or this human design says. Like, to me, that doesn't fly, right? There's a lot of red flags there. So personal opinion, and that is why I didn't use it inside my advanced conversational hypnosis sessions. And I truly believe that is why my clients get results. Because it's really attuning to the person, not even assuming that they had childhood trauma. That's why it happened that way. And I've worked with multiple clients, and let me tell you, not a lot of childhood trauma came up. And that's not going to sound very, very surprising. It's going to sound very surprising because we have been taught this, right? And I do get it. It's not wrong. I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm not saying it's bullshit. There are definitely events from our childhood that affect us, how we are today, but it is not the only things that affect us. Our patterns did start in childhood, that got reinforced with time because we just haven't changed it. We haven't upgraded it. And the fact that we haven't upgraded it in 20 years is the reason why we're stuck the way we are, not because it started in childhood, right? I mean, I'll give you an example of I'm someone who never really worked out or went to the gym when I was a kid, right? And one could say that I will always be that way. Like, I did dance when I was young, but I did not do sports. I still don't do a lot of sports now, but like, I didn't go to the gym. Their fitness wasn't really a big thing where when I grew up, but right now fitness is a big part of my life. So by saying that we're just our patterns are only in childhood, like my pattern in childhood was not going to the gym, right? Was not being involved in sports or any type of fitness things. So if someone were to tell me that I would be stuck like that, that's bullshit, because I spent the majority of my 20s, even up until now, being very involved in sports and in powerlifting and bodybuilding and all of that stuff, something that my childhood never gave me. So we can flip that around and say, sure, we've had people pleasing tendencies when we were younger, but But sure, it started there, but if we grew up to be with very stable peers or individuals growing up, then we could develop a more secure relationship as well. So I just wanted to really get your mind thinking and not be stuck with the things that we were taught. Definitely test it out for yourself and see if that's 100% true for you objectively. Objectively, because the reason I brought this up is because one of my amazing clients who left a narcissistic relationship, she, up until now, it's more than a year since she actually left, and the conversational hypnosis sessions we've had did not talk about her childhood at all. Surprise, surprise, right? Zero. But the results that she had were amazing. She has not looked back. She left only one time, when statistically it takes a woman 7 times to leave a narcissistic partner or an abusive relationship. She left one time without talking about her childhood. Now, that should get you thinking, right? What we really just focused on within our sessions is how she feels at that moment, right? She felt a lot of freeze type energy in her body. And so when we're going through our sessions, she froze a lot. Like there were times when she would just like sit there and not do anything. She was frozen, and she was frozen a lot of the times in that relationship. So we just retrained her body and her mind to start moving again, right? To actually leave. And she did, which is really awesome. It's not about the individual events, it's what's going on in the present moment. What is our nervous system, our body, what is it interpreting as a threat at that present moment? And her having the awareness of that pattern and being able to shift it so that she can think clearly and leave. That was the focus of our advanced conversational hypnosis sessions. And it is through investigating the client's problem without assuming that she didn't feel good enough. She actually never said that also. But it's one of these things where client attunement is going to win much faster and all the time, compared to if we just did the book work, because the book work is important because it gives us the foundations. But as we know, as humans, we are dynamic. And although it looks really good by the book, it's not always great in practicum. So to wrap this up, using conversational hypnosis for any type of relationship issue is going to be, if this is your niche, you better get in the ACH program, because you are going to make a massive difference in this niche. When we work with relationship issues, just attune to what that client is feeling at that moment. Focus their attention internally on what is happening whenever they have these relationship issues. It's not about the stories they say or what happened, right? It's the internal process that we help our clients with. That is where the transformational work happens. It's not talking about how the ex gaslighted them. It's about what happens when they are being gaslit, what happens to them before, during, and after, and how they want to be before, during, and after being gaslit from now till the future, so that shit don't happen again, and they can set the boundaries that they need in order for them to live a meaningful and fulfilling life. So that, I hope that helps and got you thinking a lot. There's a lot of things that I didn't believe that are in this video. 3 years ago, I didn't believe these things, but now that I do, not only have my client results gotten better, but my personal life as well.